Here we are in our little room at the Hotel Casa 1800 in Granada. It's historic. I think it was from the 16th century. And it's a little tiny room off of the breakfast room. But it's got character and it's very clean and nice.
Yes. Today is the 12th day.
12th day.
12th day of our vacation in Spain.
And it's the last day in Granada before we go to Madrid.
Before we get to what's on the agenda today?
Today we're going to the cathedral and to the royal chapel where King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella are buried.
And then
Flamenco.
Flamenco in the Roma district.
Yes, Roma style flamenco tonight in a cave.
Yes.
So that will be very nice.
Yes. So we are excited.
And we're getting a little bit of a late start today because we just kind of relaxed.
Well, today is more of a less filled agenda.
Yes. Yes, it's not a very stressful day. We don't need to climb up, 10 million steps today to get to the Alhambra.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Okay, off we go. Oh, the students have to give a report. That's awesome.
Okay, so this is the royal chapel. We could go in here.
It's the Royal Chapel.
Dos entradas?
Okay, let me go take a look. A madrasa. Founded in 1349 by the Sultan of Granada. Yeah, I know. That the architecture in there is even more sort of original. You could actually see colors in there.
Right, exactly.
The pigment still remains in the this view, which is right across the street from the Royal Cathedral that we were in, is a gallery space that we came upon, and the art on display, to me, in my opinion, is like the 1960s abstract expressionists. This gallery space seems to be focused on mostly black paintings. In fact, it's called negro, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I personally am not a fan of this type of art. Yeah, but you know, art is subjective, to each his own. Okay.
It was just a lot of gas. The organs are amazing.
Yeah. And then on this side, on the left side, more organs, pipes. Capilla Mayor. The main chapel.
It is worth stopping to admire. We invite you to sit on the benches in order to take in the visual catechism. It is not in vain that it's considered the grand monstrance of Granada. The main chapel is framed by a main arch that marks the space between the central nave and the circular interior environment. It is a representative
are having Moroccan food in the old sort of Moorish corner of Granada. And what did you order, Sam?
I ordered some like tapas style starters, falafels, grilled eggplants, and Arab bread.
Yes. And I ordered the menu del dia with falafel and couscous de pollo.
Yeah. And we're the first customers of the day, I
We're
think.
We're the early birds.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
That's the street view. We walked by this area
Yeah, yesterday.
to buy Bradley's brown belt.
Yes.
Yep. We're in the Sacromonte area where people lived in caves until the 20th century. Now, this evening we have a flamenco performance here at 7:30. 7:45. We're here. We're here to check it out, just the area. The white and the blue reminds me of Greece.
Yes.
Okay, we are climbing up to the Museum of the Caves. Cave Museum. It's on the top of a hill, very high up. We've made it. Bradley,
Yes.
where are we?
We're at the Cave Museum to see how people lived in the caves here. Sacromonte.
Okay. It's $5 euro with a free audio guide. And there's a map of the place. Hola.
Hola.
¿Qué tal?
Muy bien. Dos.
¿De dónde viene?
Eso.
Viene
she's like, yeah, of course, on video. But other places, they do not.
Vegetation, trees, shrubs, small plants. Quarters.
The living quarters.
Man-made caves.
These are man-made, carved by humans. Man-made caves, the living quarters. Looks like somebody used to live here. Bino did aluminaca. And she had a sewing machine, and she drank liquor.
Yeah.
She drank anise, and she had some homemade tinctures. And a radio. She got radio reception.
Just in 1936, though, people were living in caves here.
Hey, rent free. Can't beat that.
Gas.
You know, I would live here for free rent. Heck yeah.
A lot of people lived here.
And they had their portraits. And then look, they even have a little space for their bed and their spittoon, chamber pot. They even have a flamenco dress.
Yeah. So these boys lived here with their mother.
And their vanity. So that's where they did the washing up. They lived very simply. And the boys lived here with their mother.
Yeah.
I love this.
And this was their kitchen.
This area was their kitchen. I don't know how they're gonna cook here because there's no ventilation.
That's why they have it here, so they can have the door.
Cool. A stable, so they had animals. Interesting. They kept animals inside too. A little bird cage. Why didn't they keep the animals outside?
Maybe to keep them from stealing them, maybe, or...
I would think that they're more community based. They work together, lived, in a group situation. And this is the chicken. This is where they keep the chickens. Yes. Basket work. The most important tool for basket making are the artisan's hands. Yeah, okay. So these are the different types of materials they use. Cane, bamboo cane. Sparto.
Agave.
Oh yes, the fiber of the agave is super, super strong. Wow, these people really know how to weave.
Yeah, that is quite a talent.
Is that a hammock?
Yeah.
No plastic here.
No. All
Natural.
eco-friendly
Yes.
materials.
Uh-huh. This cave is an example of their kitchen. And I love the signage saying home cooking is the best medicine. That is so true. I'm 100% believer in that, especially nowadays in our modern fast food culture. See, here's a, I think a chimney, or
Oh yeah.
like
Like a fireplace.
yeah.
That's where they needed the bread. On that thing.
In that wooden thing.
Yeah. So they had bread.
So they had like a big wooden basin.
Uh-huh.
I wonder what this is.
I don't know.
To hang their pasta,
Or like drying stuff.
drying stuff. They have meat grinders.
Yeah. They have a cask of wine.
And a gourd.
Cola cow.
This cave introduces the pottery, the history of pottery in Andalusia. Glazing was introduced by the Islamic culture, Arabs. Before that, it was just plain old ceramics without glaze. And there's a potter's wheel. Tiny potter's wheel. How cute.
Oh, you. Papa.
Metalwork.
Oh,
These are their jobs, their studios.
the discovery of metalwork was a turning point in humankind 5,000 years ago. Plows, hammers, they were used artistic objects. Your heart is harder than a blacksmith's hammer. The longer I work on it, the harder it becomes.
Metallurgy.
Metallurgy, blacksmithing. Oh, there we go.
There's their stove.
Very cool.
They lived and worked all right here.
This cave introduces the flamenco. The aim of this exhibition is to illustrate and bring together the subject of flamenco in the Sacromonte rather than to be all-encompassing, starting from the idea that flamenco is a musical phenomenon exclusive to Andalusia. We begin with a look at the human grouping who were authors of their own original creations, and then conclude with a quick sketch of the artistic essences that have throughout the centuries imbued the flamenco of this neighborhood with its unmistakable character. The part played by gypsies and moriscos in the birth of flamenco. It looks like a distillery.
Yeah, they've got their drinks before people all go in and watch the performance.
This display talks about the part played by gypsies and moriscos in the birth of flamenco. It says it is important to underline that above all else, and beyond just what a given ethnic identity, what we are dealing with here is a human situation, one which joins together the members of any social group much more strongly than does any racial characteristic. The suffering of neglect, anguish, fear, pain, isolation, the bitter inheritance shared by Gypsy and Morisco alike in Andalusia. Anyone who listens to the lyrics of flamenco song can perceive how these tragic traces surface time and time again. This said, and taking into consideration that Granada was the last Arab kingdom in Spain until its capture by the Catholic monarchs in 1492, it seems almost unnecessary to point out how long and intense this coexistence was in the place where we are now. Sufficient to say that they have always talked around here of the Moors of the Sacromonte, referring evidently to the Morisco, who were dispersed among the gypsies of this neighborhood, who in turn mixed with them, mingling blood and language, music and customs, and who would give, as time passed, a distinctive air, sometimes of a marked oriental flavor of the Granadio flamenco style, clearly discernible in certain tangos.
So we're going to see our flamenco in a room like that tonight.
In this room.
In a room like that, yeah.
It's so tiny. Will
It'll be
we?
bigger, but it'll be a room like that.
Should we head back?
Yeah, because it's like 3.5 hours before our show.
Right, we should go back, rest,
Yeah.
and then prepare ourselves for the flamenco.